In the bustling city of Chicago, where skyscrapers glittered in the sunlight and Lake Michigan's waves rolled gently against the shore, a man named David Miller lived a quiet yet disciplined life. David was in his mid-30s, a hard-working IT specialist known by his neighbors for his calm temperament and clever sense of humor. He lived alone in a modest apartment filled with books, computer gadgets, and framed photos of his family back in Ohio. David's life was relatively peaceful: work, gym, weekend coffee with friends, and volunteering at a local community center teaching kids about computers. But one ordinary Monday afternoon, as he sat at his desk sipping coffee, he received an unusual phone call. "Hello, sir. This is Robert Johnson from the Federal Financial Security Department. We've detected suspicious activity on your bank account," said a stern voice. David smiled. He knew instantly this was a scam. His job in IT had taught him how scammers operated: fake government agencies, false alarms, and pressure tactics. But unlike most people who simply hung up, David had a unique hobby: wasting scammers' time until they gave up. He saw it as his small way of protecting vulnerable people who might otherwise fall for such tricks. "Oh no, Robert!" David exclaimed, feigning panic. "My bank account. What happened?" The scammer on the other end, clearly encouraged, leaned into his script. "Yes, sir. We have detected unauthorized charges. Unless we verify your identity and account, your money may be frozen. Please provide your social security number and bank details right away." David leaned back in his chair, suppressing a laugh. This was going to be fun. The torture begins. Instead of hanging up, David played along. "Oh my goodness, that sounds serious. My social security number is... Wait, I keep it written on a sticky note. Let me find it." He muted his phone and let 5 full minutes pass as he pretended to shuffle through drawers, bang cupboards, and sigh loudly. When he returned, he said, "Sorry, Robert, I couldn't find it. But I think it starts with a 7, or maybe an 8. Could it be 123-45-6789? Or was that my gym locker code?" The scammer grew impatient. "Sir, please cooperate. This is urgent." David acted confused. "Urgent? Like how urgent? Should I call the fire department? Is my money on fire?" "No, sir, listen carefully." Robert barked. David chuckled quietly. He had successfully wasted 10 minutes already. He decided to up the game. "Robert, before I give you my details, can you tell me my account balance? Just so I know you're the real deal." The scammer stammered, clearly caught off guard. Sir, your account is showing..." "Yes, it's showing $14,000. David clapped his hands. "Wow, that's amazing. Because I only had $1,200 last week. Did the government add free money to my account? That's awesome. Thank you, Robert." The scammer groaned. David could almost picture him pulling at his hair. Turning the tables. For the next hour, David invented obstacle after obstacle. He pretended his Wi-Fi was slow and read random passwords aloud as if trying to log in. He spelled his fake address using the NATO phonetic alphabet, dragging it out: 1, 2. Maple Street. That's M as in mango. No, wait. Monkey. Oh, sorry, do you want mango or monkey? He demanded Robert recite the scammer oath, which David made up on the spot. "Repeat after me. I promise I am a real government worker and not trying to trick David Miller." The scammer refused, but David insisted until Robert shouted, "Stop wasting my time." David replied cheerfully, "Oh, but Robert, isn't wasting time what we're both doing here?" By now, an entire hour had passed. David knew scammers usually worked in call centers overseas, calling dozens of people daily. Keeping one occupied meant fewer innocent people tricked. The breaking point. Finally, Robert tried a new tactic: intimidation. "Listen here, sir. If you don't cooperate, we will send the police to your house in 30 minutes. David gasped dramatically. "The police? Oh no. Should I bake cookies for them? Chocolate chip or oatmeal raisin?" The scammer snapped, "This is not a joke." But David wasn't done. "Robert, before they arrive, can I ask you something personal? Do you actually enjoy this job? Calling strangers and lying to them all day?" The scammer went silent. For the first time, David heard hesitation in his voice. He knew he had hit a nerve. After a pause, Robert muttered, "I don't have a choice." David softened his tone. "You always have a choice, man. You're smart enough to keep up with me for an hour. You could do something real with your skills instead of tricking old folks out of their pensions. Don't you think your mom would be proud if you used your talents for something better?" There was another long silence. Finally, Robert sighed. "I can't do this anymore. You're impossible. Goodbye." Click. Victory. David leaned back in his chair and laughed. He had won. Another scammer defeated, another call center worker left in frustration. He knew Robert might just call someone else tomorrow, but at least today, he had planted a seed of doubt in his mind. David wrote down the scammer's number and submitted it to an online database where volunteers shared scammer info to warn others. Then he returned to his coffee, feeling satisfied. The battle against scammers was endless, but every wasted hour counted. And as long as David was around, scammers would learn one thing: he was far more trouble than he was worth. Epilogue. That night, David told the story at his community center, making the kids laugh as he acted out his dramatic phone conversation. He reminded them never to give personal information over the phone and to always be cautious. "Remember," David said with a grin, "the best way to beat a scammer is to waste their time. Torture them with kindness, confusion, and patience, until they finally give up." The kids cheered, and David knew he had done more than just protect himself. He was teaching the next generation to be scam-proof, one laugh at a time.